Hello and welcome back to Well, That Escalated Quickly. Today, we're going to talk about something different. I had a listener reach out to me about her dating situation. She sent me her story and a few others, and I feel like it's kind of relatable. I mean, whether you're a man or a woman, I definitely feel like this is something that maybe we all have encountered. If not, definitely know someone who's encountered it. We're talking about the person who doesn't have to be tall to have towering levels of bullshit. So we're talking about the Napoleon complex. You know, for men, like I can describe a man better than I can describe a woman with a Napoleon complex because I've only, had the joy of encountering a man with a Napoleon complex, but for a man, it's definitely someone who's well under 5'8", but definitely swears he's 6 foot tall, right? He carries like a sack full of lies, and it's like bigger than his paycheck. Always comes with a short temper, like that should be on the packaging, like short temper included. And like an ego that's so inflated that it could be afloat in the Macy's Thanksgiving Day Parade. So, I feel like that's the basics of who that person is. I mean, other than, like, they walk into a room, right? Like, they're just, like, this almighty conqueror of fucking everything. But, I mean, honestly, like, the only thing you've conquered is, like, infidelity and supposed self-righteousness, you know? Most people with a Napoleon complex have a lot of things going on behind the scenes that, like, we don't know about. Right? So, most of them need mental help for fucking sure. They need therapy. They know they need therapy, but they decide to just, like, push that off to the side like it's fucking optional. Like, no, motherfucker, go get fucking help. The rest of us have, please go do the same. So, like, this particular, I guess, we'll call it a relationship for lack of a better term. This poor woman is encountering this terrible human being from what I've read. Married man. Okay, so I don't really know what it's like in the dating world as of, like, recent times. I'm married, so the dating pool I hear, though, is like a kiddie pool that's hardly filled and covered in algae, if that makes sense. So basically it's shit. Where the married men are like, yeah, I'm married, but it's not super serious. Okay? So this man just so happens to be married. I'm assuming when it came to his marriage vows, he just kind of, like, read the fine print. Well, saw that there was, like, a fine print and was like, yeah, I don't fucking need that because we all skip the fine print, so who the fuck cares? And decided, like, he's gonna move on in this marriage, but, like, loyalty is, like, optional, okay? Like, it's not mandatory, it's fucking optional. From what it sounds like, I'm not a fucking therapist, but maybe, like, cheating is like his cardio, right? Like, most of us go for fucking walks to, like, blow off steam, but this motherfucker, no, he cheats, okay? And he's not even, like, being slick about it either, because he mentions, like, his wife often in these messages. Like, it's crazy. So it's basically, like, he's broadcasting his fucking disrespect, not only for himself, but, like, also his wife, and I really feel for whoever this woman is, like, but it's crazy. And I feel bad for this poor woman who had to deal with all this shit. Because it's also disrespecting her by wasting her fucking time. Because, like, just be upfront. Like, you're a married fucking cheater. Okay? Let's call it for what it is. Like, you're married. You're looking for someone who is also okay with the open marriage type of aspect that you're bringing them into. Because you're basically asking them to encounter bullshit. I mean, where there is some women out there like that, some women ask for the fucking smoke. By all means, like, if I was in that situation, if you can come into my relationship and take my husband by all means, please take him because you've taken the trash out for me. Okay? I mean, and from what I took is, like, this man is, like, kind of like the guy who thinks that, like, leaving heart eye emojis on strangers' photos, like, counts as being very subtle, but obviously he's just live streaming his own downfall at that point. So, like, this is, like, where the story kind of gets embarrassing. I mean, for him. So, there's multiple women's experiences in this email that I was sent. Basically, it seems like he's just always on the hunt. Tinder. What are the... I can't remember what all of these dating apps are off the top of my head. But basically, anywhere online, because obviously, like, you can't see who someone truly is when you're online. Okay? What I gathered is if any woman showed any form of fucking interest, like, this man was, like, building a fucking fantasy in his fucking head, like a fucking paradise, okay? Or, like, even, like, trying to come up, like, the most disgusting way of asking for fucking nudes, okay? But here's the best part. Like, he gets rejected, but, like, a lot. Because, like, most of these women are smart and can see through it. But instead of this man taking in the L, you know, like a grown man, because when we get rejected, us adults, you know, move on, he lashes out like a 2-year-old throwing a fucking temper tantrum over a toy that they can't get in fucking Walmart. Okay? I mean, suddenly, like, these women became, you know, bitches, and they're not even fucking attractive. Or, like, this was my favorite one, is they're fat. My thing is if you have to lash out like this, like, you shouldn't be talking to anyone. Like, that should be your sign that if you have to lash out like that, go get help. Spare everyone else that you come in contact with and get the help you need. Because, like, my man, you spent the last 15 minutes of your time, like, begging for her, like a dog underneath a dinner table. And now she's not attractive enough for you. She's too fat for you because she didn't feed you any fucking scraps. Like, please stop with the toddler behavior. Okay, just because you put on cologne does not make you a man. You're still a fucking toddler. Okay? And the fact that, like, there's people out there that just like to collect attention. I mean, like, there's people who collect Pokemon. There's people who collect action figures. But this man collects attention. Like, he wants the Instagram likes. He wants people to pity him. Like, he has forced conversations over a cold beer through a phone screen. Like, probably while his wife is, like, sitting in the other room. Like, that's crazy. And then it's like some of the interactions in these messages that I got is like, basically he'll take anything, okay? These women basically have zero respect for him. They kind of just like felt uncomfortable and like put up with the conversation. But like, okay, so like I feel like we can describe him as like a theater floor, right? We're going to a theater, the floor is sticky and we don't have like an option but to like walk on this floor, right? That's like kind of like him. Trash. Garbage, like, but we still have to put up with it. And, you know, honestly, to be fair, these women were fairly nice at the beginning, and I definitely wouldn't have been that nice, because fuck that. Like, this man just screams, like, I don't have respect for women at all, okay? I mean, the toxicity in these messages was, like, literally blowing the fucking roof off the house. Like, I feel like this is the type of person that's not just bad for his wife, I mean, very clearly, but, like, he's bad for anyone within, like, earshot. Like, being around him is, like, secondhand embarrassment and, like, secondhand smoke combined, because, like, that's just shaving fucking years off your life, right? So, like, for this girl to just, you know, speak her piece, and then just kind of leave him where he was at with the disrespect towards her because she wasn't giving in to the toxicity. You know, good for her, because there's definitely good men out there, and I know there's not many. There's not many, but there is someone out there for everyone, and there is good men, and this one clearly is not it. So people like this, and it's not just men, right? It's women too. But like all the chasing that you're doing in all this, like all the chasing, all the cheating, all the fake tough guy energy, like it never, honestly, it never fucking works. What are you getting out of that? You're not building, you don't build respect like that. By tearing other people down. Like, it just doesn't work. You don't become more of a man or more of a woman by being the loudest person in the room. Like, you don't get to win by playing the victim and the villain at the same fucking time. Like, it just doesn't work like that. This man wanted to be admired so bad, but like, I don't think he was realizing that admiration is fucking earned. And like, until he figures that out, unfortunately, he'll just keep walking, like keep being the walking definition of like an insecurity crisis, if that makes sense. Which is crazy. Like, there's a lot, obviously, that this person needs to work on. But like I said, like, this goes for men and women. It's not just specifically this man, but like, this is what was sent to me, so this is what I'm kind of like basing it off of. But I mean, men and women, the same. Like, you can find either one that act this exact same way. And my advice to him, obviously, seek help, because clearly by your behavior you probably know that you're like, something isn't right, and something's not computing, something isn't calculating. Please, for the sake of yourself and your spouse, get help. Stop being a public embarrassment for both of you. I mean, honestly, it's just mind-blowing. Like, I can't even think of, like, doing all this shit, quote-unquote, behind closed doors, right? But, like, we live in a time where, like, everything is posted on social media. I mean, I could fall down my fucking stairs right now, and my neighbor across the street has like a fucking Ring camera on that, put that bitch online. Because why? Because that's the time that we fucking live in. So obviously anything you do behind closed doors is eventually going to come to the light, right? Because anything done in the dark comes to the light. We all know that. You can't hide anything forever. It's eventually going to come up and bite you in the fucking ass, right? So, I mean, do you remember, like, having, like, a drunken night where your friend takes, like, the stupidest fucking picture of you? And then you're like, ew, gross. Like, why is that fucking posted? Really? You know? Like, because we live in that time frame. So it's not like you can really, like, do anything and people not find out. Like, people are gonna find out. And I'm sorry, but, like, a lot more people are starting to speak up. And say, like, speak their truth. Because, God forbid they say something bad about you, and then you try to turn it like you're the victim. No, honey, you're not. Shut the fuck up, sit down, and go fucking get a therapist. Because that's what you need. But that's just my viewpoint. You know? I mean, there's bad men, there's bad women, everywhere. And the whole point of this is, I'm glad that these women came together. They all shared their story on the same man, okay, and got everyone's viewpoint and decided, like, this man literally gave the same story to, like, everyone. It's, like, it's mind-blowing. I mean, I've been there. I've been in that situation. It's really unfortunate. But I have to say, I know that the girl who reached out to me is going to be listening. I would love to get her on here to kind of pick her brain about dating life, because it's kind of intriguing to me. Like, I know that there was, like, a whole dating area, like, I went through, like, a dating area, obviously, before I found my husband, but I don't feel like my dating was, like, super into it, where I could, like, really gauge how the dating scene was, because I got lucky enough to find my husband pretty quickly. So I didn't have to, like, really deal with the scumbags. I talked to someone for a while who actually had a fucking girlfriend the whole time. That that made me feel like shit. And I'm pretty sure, like this girl had stated that, like, she feels bad for the wife, and, like, she feels like she was wrong, but, like, it's not your fault if you're not being notified that, like, obviously this man is fucking married. And, like, it happens so often that it's crazy, because if you don't want to be married, obviously you have the opportunity to tell your significant other, hey, I'm not happy, something's not right, like, maybe I just want to be single. Like, you need to take a step back and just think about that. Like, obviously when you enter a marriage, you have to really think about it. And I've made mistakes in my past. Who hasn't? But that's just my input on it. And you know what? I'm going to start my own little... I know we talked about, making our own little tech in past episode. But I'm going to come up with this one, okay? This is for all my little Napoleon complex motherfuckers that are listening, okay? It's going to be called Napoleon Tinder Plus. You don't have to just deal with the rejection yourself, right? So this app is going to come with unlimited swipes, right? 100% rejection rate that you don't have to deal with yourself, okay? And it's going to have a built-in feature for you, okay? When that rejection comes through, it's automatically going to call women fucking ugly after they turn you down. Okay, so for all my little short kings out there with a Napoleon complex, okay? So now let's wrap all this up. If your ego's taller than you are, your loyalty shorter than your vows, and your idea of a game is insulting women who don't want you, congratulations, you're not a fucking man. You're a damn warning label. Okay? And remember that karma is taller, karma is meaner, and karma doesn't fucking swipe right. Okay? Something to keep in mind there. So now, obviously we've come to the end of my episode for today. So once again, you can find me on Facebook, TikTok, Instagram, and I have an email address called thatescalatedpodcast@gmail.com. I look forward to getting more stories, any confessions. If you want to be on here with me to just bullshit and talk, or, whatever, I'm here for it. I really enjoyed sharing this girl's story, obviously, to an extent, without reading any, deep information, obviously. But hopefully we can get her on, to pick her brain about the dating scene. So, that's all I have for you guys today. So thank you so much for tuning in today to, that escalated quickly. Until next time, stay tall in your morals, but not just in your lies. Bye, guys.